come on. Man, this bunny sucks. How are you not able to catch a service station box, let alone catch a football?
You will never make the NFL, let alone the NFL draft. So, I guess we're talking about the Sodor service station today. The Sodor service station was an item that was introduced in 2002 and retired in 2004. Now, remember, I could have got this item at a Toys R Us back in the day, but I foolishly decided to pick up the rescue hospital instead. And then when I was a teenager trying to complete the collection, fill in the gaps that I've always wanted, the service station was never really a high priority. Mainly because it was a road destination, and I wasn't really too big on road. I wanted to get big on road, but I just couldn't based on my experiences trying to find specific road track. And even still then, if I wanted to buy the service station, it was just way too damn expensive all the time. I mean, looking on eBay now, it's over $100 most of the time to get a service station that's complete. And for me, that's just an unfathomable amount of money for an item that is mainly geared to the roadways of the Thomas Wooden Railway line. And then eventually my chance did come to purchase a Sodor station. This happened in January of 2023. I saw an auction for a Sodor station with the box, and I thought, well, that's actually not bad because auctions tend to go lower than the buy it now prices usually do. And besides that, I would also get a box with it. So I figured, why not? I decided to bid on the item and I won. Shout out though to Roman's TDB Empire once again, because I did outbid him when I was bidding on this item. But you know what? It might have actually been a blessing in disguise for poor Admiralist Roman. In the Season 5 episode, Horrid Lorries, we got introduced to 3 lorries. Lorry 1, Lorry 2, and Lorry 3. And these guys caused trouble. They were meant to take over the jobs of the railway engines, but when the lorries got too cocky and eventually got themselves into accidents, the lorries were sent away and I don't think we ever saw them again. But the Winter Railway line actually made all 3 lorries. Starting off here with Lorry 1. Lorry 1 was introduced in 2001 with a flatbed, and he was retired in the year 2003. Lorry 1 was also released in the Mr. Jolly's Chocolate Factory set that was a Zany Brain exclusive in 2003, and he was also included in the Sodor Recycling Center, which I believe came out in 2005. Lorry 1 was given this blue, tinier version of the Sodor shipping company cargo piece, which could fit also on his flatbed, but as well as his own flatbed that's attached to his own vehicle. And so yeah, that's Lorry 1 here. I got him in 2008 at a toy store located right here in downtown Los Angeles, titled Mr. G's Toys and Expressions. Very cool toy store. I got him for my birthday in 2008. And that toy store was the place to go for me to get some retired items for Thomas Wooden Railway. The next lorry I added to my collection was Lorry 3. Lorry 3 was introduced in the year 2002 in this weird multi-pack 3-pack titled Promo for Coupon Book. He was included with Boko and Tiger Moth, and Lorry 3 was only made available in that set. He wasn't released anywhere else, but I was lucky enough to get my Lorry 3 by itself in 2013 for $25. I cannot imagine a Lorry 3 selling for anything below that ever again. Lorry 3 nowadays goes for upwards of $200 at times. Like, what? Lorry 3 was included with this scrap cargo-like piece that has a magnet on the bottom. This is the type of piece you would most likely see them with in the TV show anyway, and I'm confused by the magnet on the bottom at first, but then I realized it's probably so it could easily attach to the magnetic screws that connect his flatbed to his chassis, so it doesn't fall over when he's going up hills, unlike the Lorry 1 with this cargo piece. Yeah, that can fall over. Just for demonstration purposes, in case somebody believes I acted unfairly towards the Lorry 1 experiment. So that was my Lorry collection up until that point. I stopped buying Wooden Railway before I was able to get a Lorry 2 to complete my Lorry collection. So when I got the service station, I remember being really excited to finally complete the entire Lorry trio. However, there was a surprise in store. When I was unboxing my Lorry 2 incubator, aka the service station, I remember seeing that everything inside was like it should be. You get all the cardboard inserts, the track was included, the service station looked absolutely new, and then the Lorry was actually encased in the styrofoam protection, so I thought I was, getting a brand new service station, but to my shock and horror, it was actually a Lorry 1. So that left me wondering, okay, what the hell is going on here? I started thinking of all these conspiracy theories on what could have happened to my Lorry 2 and why I got a Lorry 1 instead. Maybe the factory ran out of Lorry 2, so they just substituted in a Lorry 1 and thought that no kid would notice. Oh, but I'm not a kid. I am a 25-year-old collecting Thomas Wooden Railway. Wow, that does not sound good at all whatsoever. Maybe the person selling this took out the Lorry 2 and substituted it with the Lorry 1 to resell it for profit. Okay, that might work, but I don't understand why the fuel tanker that comes with the service station and Lorry 2 was included when you could also take this out and resell it with the Lorry 2 to up its value. Then I started thinking, and I remembered there was an item that I also got from Mr. G's that was new in the box. I bought it right from the store, but it was also incomplete. And that was the grain loader. Alright, it's once again 2008, and I'm with my mom at the toy store on a Sunday, and I've decided, yeah, I'm gonna buy the grain loader because that's an item I remember seeing in the old pamphlets and yearbooks, and I seen it online probably by that time, and I wanted it. So we took one of the 2 grain loaders that the store had. However, come to my surprise, when I'm taking the grain loader out of the box, the grain car isn't included. So it either could have been a factory mistake where they forgot to put the grain car in, or maybe someone at the store took the grain car out of the grain loader that I eventually ended up buying, and then they didn't put anything back inside of it, and they just stole the grain car. So how did the issue of my missing grain car get resolved? Well, my mom worked at downtown Los Angeles at the time, not too far away from the Mr. G, so on her lunch break, she walked right on over to the store. She told the employee at the counter, hey, I bought this with my son yesterday, and it was missing a grain car. So she asked if she could take the grain car from the other grain loader, and the guy was like, yeah, that's fine. So luckily, that grain loader did have the grain car, and that's how I got my grain car with the grain loader. So unfortunately, some sucker out there who bought the last grain loader from Mr. G's ended up not getting their grain car. Well, it sucks to suck, but I definitely got more use out of the grain loader than the kid who bought the last one at Mr. G's ever would have. But perhaps this might have happened with my service station. Perhaps someone out there knew that Lorry 2 was included in this. They bought the service station, and then they returned it with the Lorry 1 inside instead of the Lorry 2, and then returned it to the store. Or they might have just unboxed a Lorry 1 from the flatbed, because back then those boxes were very easily be able to be unboxed, replaced the Lorry 1 with the Lorry 2, and then bought the Lorry 1 box with the Lorry 2 inside, and put the Lorry 1 in the service station where the person bought it, and then eventually made its way to my hands, and then I ended up getting the Lorry 1 with the service station. I don't know what to tell you, all these conspiracy theories are driving me insane. And you may be asking yourself, well, how do we know you're not lying about this? Why don't you have 2 Lorry 1s here? Where's that Lorry 1 of yours that you said you got with the service station if you already had a Lorry 1 from a long time ago? Well, I actually gave that Lorry 1 to Mr. MPS 2002. I went over to his house one day to get some footage of it for the video, but then I panicked when he asked if he actually wanted to do something when I went over.
Well, thanks for... Oh, hey, Roberto. What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
What's up, Matt? Yeah, just, here to check something really fast.
Here to check something. Oh, you're filming my Lorry 1? What's going on?
Yeah, just making sure it's
Everything okay?
Still here. Yeah, everything's fine, you know?
Okay. Do you want to hang out or something now that you're here? We could watch a movie. We could go grab a beer or something like that, or.
Oh, shit.
But, no.
Back to the service station. I eventually partnered with YouTube legend Ryatron12 on getting a lot that included a Lorry 2 and a service station. Because ironically, Ryan was in the opposite position of me. He just needed the fuel part for his Lorry 2, while I needed the actual model itself. So we split up a Lorry 2, and that's how I ended up getting my Lorry 2. Well, the gang's all here. Well, enough talking about my Lorry 2 sob story. Let's talk about the service station itself. The Sodor service station is composed of 5 parts. You have part number 1, Lorry 2. Part number 2, his fuel cargo with also the magnetic piece on the back so that it won't fall over when he's going up hills. I never imagined he needs to go up a hill this steep. Piece number 3 is the main destination itself, the service station. One side featuring a door with a fuel pump and an air pump, and the other side featuring an open area where you could see how cars are repaired on the island of Sodor. Part 4 is this piece of track here which you can slide in here in front of the fuel and air pump. And then piece number 5 is a mail road to surface ramp which connects to the garage area of the service station. The service station is one of the most unique destinations for the roadway out there because it's one of the few destinations, or maybe even the only destination, that has 2 parts of the roadway that can lead off from it. You have the main section here in front of it where cars can get fuel or air, and then they can roll off and have another car also come and get fuel and air. Not only that, but the mechanic part in the back here also allows for cars to roll off and go somewhere else, completely separate from the road part and over here. The service station also has these little pumps for fuel. So load up your little Lorry right here. He can get some fuel from wherever he takes fuel from. Same thing for the air. You could remove the air pump. It's a little bit more jammed in there. And yeah, just get air on the tires. Flipping the service station around, we can see the back side of it where it's open-ended, and you can see the inside of where cars get repaired. Let's put our Lorry over here. We have another pump. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but you know, it connects nicely back here. And we also have a switch where if you move it this way, the ramp moves upward so the repair people can go underneath the car and see what's going on underneath that. The current time appears to be about 3:52 p.m. I hope it's p.m. Panning for some detail here, we have a couple of boxes with some random numbers on them. Maybe there's an explanation behind these numbers. Also have a muffler, some tools, a hammer, wrench, screwdriver. Looks like we have some cloths. We got what looks to be a plunger, doors, some cables, some oil cans on top, more boxes, and a broom. All in all, the service station is a really great destination. 99% of kids grow up to get a driver's license, so having a gas station / mechanic shop in one destination piece really teaches kids from an early age on how to properly take care of cars, with getting the correct amount of air in their tires, getting the correct fuel in the car, and even making sure your car gets taken into the shop every once in a while. Now, as I stated before, I didn't grow up with the service station, so I didn't get that little kid knowledge about fueling up a car, putting air in the tires, doing basic mechanic work. So when I started to learn how to drive, I had to learn a lot of things that car drivers typically do. For example, drinking and driving, But sleeping underneath my service station for the last year or so since I've owned it, I feel like I have absorbed a lot of knowledge about cars in my sleep through the service station. All right, here we are at a gas station. The service station has a filling station in it, so I'm gonna pump my own gas. Kind of already know how to do this. Living in California, we don't have any laws where it's illegal to pump your own gas, so eventually you have to learn how to do this, right? Luckily for me, I have the service station.
Make sure you include the part where you put in the PIN number for your credit card.
I don't know what to press. The service station never gave me this many options. I'm just gonna go with the cheapest one. Money's tight right now. 3 for $6.50. All right, that wasn't so bad after all. Good luck. Thanks, service station. I didn't need you for this, but thanks anyway. Here we have a cabin air filter for my car. We're gonna pop this in. I feel like the service station is telling me to do my own car repairs now. Right, we got a pea salad. Look at that. I don't know why they tell me I need to replace this. It's just so simple and easy. Take one out from here. Just pop it open real fast. And you know what? Just slide it back in. There we go. The dealer wanted to charge me like $80, $90 for this, so I just saved $80, $90. Thanks, service station. No, I never would have realized that the hood can open without my service station. Thanks, service station. Really handy they included these in cars nowadays. And there we go. Engine air filter is replaced. All thanks to the service station. I learned how to do it. After I did all those repairs on my car, I still got charged $250. Thanks, service station.